Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things scrolling past you on the screen. Also, if you want to start on my course of living with BPD, part 1 is out now. That's available on Patreon or on the higher membership tier below. That part 1 is all about your sense of self-identity, and it's really the great foundation of everything else that we're going to build on from here. Part 2 is coming in another week or two, and that's going to be on favorite people and romantic obsessions. Anyway, today we're here to talk about BPD splitting and what it feels like, because a lot of people have been asking me this over the last couple of weeks. This is one more for the non-BPD crowd. If you are with me on the BPD side of the fence, please feel free to sing along. This is sort of a karaoke episode for you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So first of all, let me start by saying my experiences of splitting are my experiences of splitting. Other people's may be different. If they are, please comment below. Let us know how yours is different from mine and what you go through. But I can really take you through my own experiences best of all. Splitting can be applied to anything and everything. We're talking about black and white thinking and transitioning from thinking something is really good to being really bad. And that can be objects or people. It can be anything. Something that we might really, really love, someone we might really, really like. We talk about it most in the context of people because this affects other people. We might go from really, really liking someone to deciding they're the worst person in the world and cutting them off and doing all kinds of horrible things and just generally being upset. And of course, this does influence other people. This affects other people. This is something that we do that hurts others. So it's important that we learn about it. And people want to know what it feels like from our perspective. So, in the context of my own splittings throughout my life, and I've split on a lot of people for various reasons, we'll start off by talking about sort of friendships. You will reach a point where this person that you like, trust, think the world of, whatever, they're your best friend in the world, does something that splits you. Could be anything, right? It might actually be something, but it could most likely be, the things we're talking about in this context are things that no one saw coming, that it's an unreasonable thing. We tend to pick up on little things and blow them out of proportion and just run with it. And that's what I tended to do. Right? If there was someone who behaved in a way that I didn't want or expect them to, then they suddenly became the worst person in the world, and I needed nothing more to do with them. And what did that feel like? Well, you have all the pain of the betrayal, all of that, the obvious stuff, the surface stuff. And that's quite obvious, isn't it? If I've fallen out with someone, I didn't necessarily want to. That's hard. That's upsetting. You've lost a person from your life that you care about. And of course that hurts. That feels bad. And we've hurt the other person in doing it. And maybe we've had a rage at them. God knows how that's gone down. I mean, I've done some of this stuff in public, or at least on Facebook, in social media and that sort of thing. Just shouting at people and ranting at people and falling out with them. So we go through that. And that is painful. That's not fun for anybody, including us. But underneath all that, there is a layer of calm. Because what we've done, and this is very important to us as people with BPD, is we've made a decision. We've taken control. That's what splitting is in a way. It's taking control. It's deciding, I'm going to do this and I'm going to run with it. And as people with BPD, that's something we do very little of, right? We're used to pleasing others. We're used to people pleasing, changing who we are to make ourselves liked. Making decisions and running with them is a very rare thing. And when we finally find a way to do it in splitting, it feels good. It feels like so the right thing to do. I have never been unsure about a split. I could have done a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation as to why I was right in every splitting situation. There's a calmness, a serenity, a peace, because I've decided. And what I want is happening now. It's a great holiday from the rest of BPD. And we will manufacture evidence. We will see things in a particular way. We will get things wrong. We will misinterpret things. We will view things through our own screwed up view of the world and think the worst of people. And so when we split, we can do this presentation. We can give you this list of reasons. We don't think we're being crazy. To us, it's sensible. It's the only possible option. And we're sorry that it hurts, but it's what's got to be done. And we've got to do it to protect ourselves. And it feels right. I'm making this decision. I'm taking control for once. And that's what splitting feels like. In the moment, it is good. It is peace. It's what we want. It's that control. But we're wrong, obviously. We're doing the wrong thing. We've manufactured evidence. We think we're right, but we're not. And that's why we're so hard to deter from it. You know, I've had people try to talk me down from splitting and showing me how things I'm thinking are wrong. And you can't get through. No one could get through because it was just so clear. It made so much sense. There was no need to change. There was no need to listen to anybody else. And so I just had to go on this course of self-destruction, blowing up relationship after relationship. But it feels right a lot of the time. That's how it felt for me in the friendship scenario. Other forms of splitting come along with the second guessing of yourself. That we're never sure of what we want. And so we tend to regret decisions as soon as we make them. And so this plays out through a lot of splitting. So first of all, if you split on someone and have that big decision, that big reaction that you've made, you take that control, you will inevitably later regret your decision and feel bad that you took control. Because look what you did with it. Right? You hurt someone, you hurt yourself, you bump your face in the microphone while you're talking. I didn't realize it was that close. And it's awful. The regret always comes after making that decision. And the regret of making a decision causes us to split on things. This is for me how it plays out in romantic relationships. I've met somebody I like. I want to be with this person. I become with that person and then, oh my God, I've made the wrong decision. I need to run away. And then you run away and then you go, oh my God, I've made the wrong decision. And you go back and then you need to go and watch the last video on relationship hoovering because that's a form of splitting. That's where it comes from. And that version of splitting feels like panic. It feels like, oh my God, what have I done? I've made a huge mistake. This isn't right. This isn't right. I've got to just break everything down and run away as fast as I can because I've made the wrong decision. This is bad. I've done it again. That's what that feels like. That does not feel calm and peaceful and serene. That does not feel like taking control. It feels like, I don't know, like you tried to take control and look where it got you. And then do you think that helps your overall mood? You know, when you keep making these decisions and immediately regretting them, why would you keep making decisions? Because they're always wrong, right? You just have to end up going with the flow of life or whatever that is. I don't even know what that means. I'm talking rubbish right now. Splitting feels good or it feels bad. Depends how and when. Sometimes it feels like entirely the right thing. No, it always feels like entirely the right thing to do. There are just levels of regret that differ. If we're doing it in that surefire way, then it feels like the right thing to do, you know. But even when it's done through panic, we arrive at our conclusions. It makes sense to us. We don't do anything on a whim. The advice that I give to us, to BPD people, is do it tomorrow. Don't act on these feelings because they're going to go away. You have to recognize the cycle that you get in. Part 3 of my Living with BPD course will be on splitting. You need to start with the foundation, your sense of self. Everything comes back to that, I keep telling you. Patreon.com/earlymorningbarking. Sneaking those ads in there. Splitting isn't fun, to say the least. We wish we couldn't do it. We're aware that it is part of our erratic emotional response to things. And it's a symptom of black and white thinking. Everything is good or everything is bad. A person is the best person in the world. They're perfect, they're angelic, they're divine, or they're scum. There's no, like, well, no, people live here. No one lives at either end, right? God, and this ties into favorite personing people when you think that they live at the high end and you realize that they're not. Oh gosh, all the videos, go and watch them all. Anyway, that's what BPD splitting feels like, at least to me. If your experiences are different, please feel free to comment below. We all go through this differently. We all have our different lives and experience it in severely different ways. So if people want to know what it's like, let's let them know. I think that would benefit us all. So you take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.